You're listening to Anarchy Radio. Radio without rules, and this is another episode of the House of Deville. Alright, you're back. I'm Angelus Deville, and this is House of Deville. Real radio for real people. Right now, we're talking about, in this episode of House of Deville, we're talking about the New World Order, which is controlled by the Jesuit priest of the Catholic Church. As I've pointed out, so now you're thinking to yourself, now that I've told you what AIDS really is, why would the New World Order target the people they do with AIDS? Well, before the Jesuit priests called their little New World Order thing the New World Order, it was actually called the White Anglo-American Order. White Anglo-American Order. The New World Order, of course, is controlled by the Jesuit priests. The Jesuit priests are white people. And they believe that the mark of Cain in their Christian Holy Bible, which they follow word for word, the Bible is really a blueprint for global slavery. They believe word for word of it, and in their Bibles it says, of course, the mark of Cain. And it talks about the mark of Cain, and these people believe that the mark of Cain is where people that aren't white came from. They believe that God's white, and so therefore white is more superior than any other color, which is racist nonsense. Which is why they target the black community with AIDS. So why the homosexual community and the poor white people community? Well, because the poor white people community are worthless to them. The New World Order, or the Anglo-American Order, controlled by the Jesuit priest, are all about money. Okay? They love money. What they don't like is people that don't have money. Poor white people don't have money. So that's why they're target. Why homosexuality? Well, as we all know, Christians do not like anybody that's not straight. So that's why AIDS is used as a depopulation device to depopulate these groups of people. If you look at it, you never hear about AIDS during wars. Why? Because war is another way to depopulate the earth. Because all countries are controlled by the Catholic Jesuit priests. The whole entire world is controlled by the Jesuit priests. And they control it. They have this set up environment where they have us battling it out, duking it out with each other for eternity. Why? They control everything. But in order to keep up pretenses so we do not figure out their plan, they have the religious movement, such as Christianity, Mormonism, and all these other religions under their thumb. But also, they counteract it with an anti. Because you have to have a thesis and an antithesis. So in order to have an antithesis, they created the New Age movement, which they also control. Is all controlled by the Jesuit priests to have us duking it out, so instead of looking at the men behind the curtain, we're looking this way. And now in the next part, I'm going to talk about war and how the New World Order orchestrates war. How they set up political structures and all kinds of other stuff. And I'm going to show proof, because this is only, episode 3 is just the beginning of me talking about the New World Order. And later on, House of Deville broadcasts, I'm going to give you long, detailed evidence of the New World Order conspiracy fact that controls our globe and continues to put us in global slavery. I'll be right back. This is House of Deville, and I'm Angelus Deville. Real Radio.